Hi everybody, the Anti-Pundit is back. It is the weekend of November 16th, 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, the President was back on TV this week, talking about the ACA, the Affordable Health Care Act, and some fixes. So let's just jump right into this, and here's exactly what he said from this press conference.
The other problem that has received a lot of attention concerns Americans who've received letters from their insurers that they may be losing the plans they bought in the old individual market, often because they no longer meet the law's requirements to cover basic benefits like prescription drugs or doctor's visits. Now, as I indicated earlier, I completely get how upsetting this can be for a lot of Americans, particularly after assurances they heard from me that if they had a plan that they liked, they could keep it. And to those Americans, I hear you loud and clear. I said that I would do everything we can to fix this problem, and today I'm offering an idea that will help do it. Already, people who have plans that predate the Affordable Care Act can keep those plans if they haven't changed. That was already in the law. That's what's called a grandfather clause. It was included in the law. Today, we're going to extend that principle both to people whose plans have changed since the law took effect and to people who bought plans since the law took effect. So state insurance commissioners still have the power to decide what plans can and can't be sold in their states, but the bottom line is insurers can extend current plans that would otherwise be canceled into 2014, and Americans whose plans have been canceled can choose to re-enroll in the same kind of plan.
Now, for the record, I want to say this right now. I'm all for people getting affordable health care, but I said years ago on my podcast this particular statement. If you're going to do it, fine. How are you going to pay for it? Now we got all those hoops jumped through. Now you're going back to giving people back to coverage that's already been canceled. Now how is that going to work? You can't give it back after it's been taken away. And there's already healthcare providers already screaming about the logistical nightmare in this, just on paperwork alone. Now, do I know what they're going to do? Nobody knows this. And you profess to know, then you don't have a clue either. This is a hot mess. Actually, let me retract that last statement. It's not a hot mess. This has turned quickly into a dumpster fire. And that's right, I said it, a dumpster fire. Because this is not getting any better. And just wait to the beginning of the year what's going to happen then. Now, also, conversely, there's been a lot of talk from conservatives about people losing their health care coverage. So I decided to ask myself this one very simple question. Who's losing the coverage? And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, here's what I think. People are getting dropped because the healthcare providers are going back through, seeing who has coverage, and cherry picking the good ones and dumping the bad ones onto the government. And that's all it is. Plain and simple. Let's just cut the BS. That's what it is. Now keep in mind, this isn't totally over yet. You're going to see even more problems with this. And yes, I call it a dumpster fire now. Now I'll upgrade it to something else when it gets better. And we'll be right back. My name is Lance Bell, host of Real Deal Politics with the Anti-Pundit. Now, I've been a blogger and a podcaster since 2008. Now, I always get the exact same question. What's up with the media? Now, we all know in American politics we have the left and the right and the media. Now, the media is not helping this cause at all, meaning that they might be unbiased, but they're always out trying to fit a narrative, either towards the left or the right. Now, that's where I come in. I give it to you plain and simple, down and dirty, no fluff. Now, because of that, I've gotten a very good following. Now, as you can see my video view counts here, they're actually pretty good and they're starting to grow. Except for one thing. My back is against the wall and stuck. And let me explain. My show is growing exponentially, but look what I'm up against right now. I mean, you look at this small video I have here. I mean, I'm running everything off a small computer. 3-point lighting is non-existent, and as you can see, those are just regular desk lamps. And the sound quality isn't the greatest in world. Now, I have a plan, and in three parts. Now, the first part I come to you today is the equipment. Now, I strive, and I promised from the start, I wanted to give you the best show possible. And this just isn't cutting it. Now, I've always said from the start also, this show was about you, my fans. And you have been involved from the start. And I want you to continue to be involved from the start. That's why I came here. I believe that crowdsourcing will be the best way for me to achieve my goals, and yours also. So join me here and make my show number one. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, that's 60 Minutes logo that you see in the graphic. Now, in case you haven't heard, they had that veiled retraction of the Benghazi story from a couple of weeks ago. Now, I'm not going to post that video due to copyright reasons, but I am going to talk about it a little bit. Now, as everybody knows, 60 Minutes at one time was the gold standard in investigative journalism. No questions, undisputed. But they've been slipping bad the last 2 or 3 years. And the people who watched my show in the past know I've gone after them from time to time, and justifiably so. Now understand something. You put through all that thought process to do that story and not to check anything, I find that totally and completely hard to believe. Were you chasing ratings that bad? That's what it looks like. Ratings and nothing else. And which is sad because you already get good ratings, you always have, and you also have the most expensive demographic in television. Don't believe me on that last statement? Look it up because it's accurate. You're making yourselves look really, really bad. And I don't know how far up the food chain at CBS that's going to go, but something really needs to be done because your quality is getting really, really bad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of media, did anybody notice that Alec Baldwin got launched off the air for a couple of weeks? Now, when I first saw it Saturday on, of all places, TMZ, I'm thinking to myself, what did he do? Now, before I begin, let me say something for the record. I actually like Alec Baldwin. I think he's a good actor. But if what he said is true, then there's some serious problems with him. Now, I don't know how he got a show to begin with. And yes, I know the progressive come out saying, well, he's a great progressive. I'm myself, wait a second. He got that show on name. I have better credentials he does to do a talk show or any type of show on a network like that. And people know that. Now, obviously, he got put in the death slot, and which I kind of already knew that was going to go downhill in a hurry when he got put there. But ladies and gentlemen, understand something. I find it insulting that he gets a job doing that based on his name, and I can't get a sniff. Come on. Now, like I said, if what he said is true, then his television career, at least as far as that side of the business, is over. And we'll be right back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the final segment, and it's mailbag time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call the people just responding, Any questions, comments, concerns? Well, I did get one back. And basically, here's what it said, and it was paraphrasing. Saying I do a really good job, I'm clear and precise, and keep up the good work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will take that. Why? Because it's a compliment, and a good one at that. So, obviously, we're going to keep that going, because so far the reception's been good on the segments this month that I've been doing. That's been new for everyone. So once again, this will start coming a monthly thing as far as the mailbag and the other segments I do. Now, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, I'm going to do bad television next week for the segment. Now, you're probably wondering, what show am I going after? Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Charles in charge. Now, when I first decided to do this, I thought I'd have a little bit of fun. But honestly, what the hell was I thinking when I said this show? I mean, you know it's bad, I know it's bad, but as promised, I'm gonna grin and bear through this review, just to show you what bad television is all about. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week. I'd like to thank you for watching, and always be careful and remember, fear the root.